Welcome to Stunt Lab. Today we're going to work with our new Minitramp prototypes. We've got the Ultra Stunt Minitramp, which we showed you, and then we have a new small Minitramp, which is like a micro Minitramp, which the goal is to have a tiny one, a medium-sized Minitramp, and then the Ultra Stunt big Minitramp. And so I just want to show you the differences between the designs. This is the second prototype of the Ultra Stunt Minitramp. As you can see, it's fairly large. It's designed for football players, professional wrestlers, but we can also have smaller stunt people jump off this Minitramp by just popping springs off. The goal of this Minitramp is to have absolutely the highest performance of any Minitramp in the world. And this is factory fresh, so we're still just putting it together. So this is the Ultra Stunt Minitramp, and then this is the new Micro Minitramp, the first prototype of it. So it's much smaller, easier to handle, will fit in smaller vehicles, but also the performance is not as great. It's kind of like sometimes you need a small tool, sometimes you need a big tool, big hammer, small hammer. This is the small hammer. Here you can see it's much smaller and easier to hide, but also performance is not quite as great. This has an adjustable frame. They both do. This one will fold completely flat. Obviously the Minitramp, or the Ultra Stunt Minitramp, comes apart in two pieces. But you need a much stronger frame for the Ultra Stunt Minitramp because you're going to be using much greater spring rates and have much bigger jumpers. The one nice feature about all the Minitramps is this one can be transported on the side. It has wheels so you can stand up on the side. Okay. And then this trampoline also, it has wheels in the front, and we're going to add the front tramp wheels to the smaller one as well. One of the problems on set is the stunt people, when they're adjusting, they'll drag the Minitramps and it'll wear off the rubber feet off the bottom, and then when they go to jump, the Minitramp will slide out from underneath them. But it's just a normal habit for the stunt guy to do the last minute tweaking. So our idea with this is that we put a target to the red black, and then we've revealed the spring slightly just so there's less tripping, and also it allows us to access the springs a little easier if we want to drop springs for smaller jumpers with the pads laid out the way they are. And this tramp here uses a full-size trampoline spring, so it's very long. Uses an oversized bed, which is 24 by 24, where a normal Minitramp ends up being like 18 by 18. And the other, a lot of Minitramps will use little short springs, like on this one, where this uses a full-length Minitramp spring. It makes the machine bigger, but it gives it a lot more performance. So that's the main difference. Is now the Minitramp will have a small bed. The one that'll be right in the center will have a smaller bed, but it'll use the longer springs, and it'll be a lighter weight folding flat model as well. Probably kind of a halfway in between this, but I haven't built that particular prototype yet. I have a micro Minitramp, a medium-sized one, which is in production right now, or where our first prototypes are being built, which will be in the center, and then the Ultra Stunt Minitramp, which is the really big heavy-duty Minitramp for professional wrestlers or professional football players, or if you're looking for absolute maximum performance out of the Minitramp. The little one will be for, maybe just grabbing somebody and throwing them over your head. This one will be for more distance, and then the middle-sized one is obviously for the jump that's halfway in between. The advantage of the lower Minitramp is you can frame it out easier compared to the bigger one. There's about a 6-inch difference in height here, something like that. So, okay. what I want to see is I want you guys to go and hit them exactly the same time as if there was a bomb, like we're doing an explosion.
Right.
So I'm going to go, when you hit, I'm going to go boom, and you guys got to be hitting it exactly at the same time. And so it's like explosion with two different looks, okay? You got it. Okay. We rolling?
Oh, you're going to have to go. You want me ready?
We're rolling, and action. Okay, now can I pull these pads out and you guys go to the ground?
Yeah.
Yes? Can you go to the ground?
Absolutely.
I'm just kidding, but if you were really on the set, you'd have to do that. You know what I'm saying? So anybody that wants to be a stunt guy, I want you to know that if we don't get the luxury of pads where we're actually making war movies, you might get lucky and get to dig up the ground a little bit, but that's pretty much the facts of life. So now this time, Carolyn's on this mini tramp with all these springs in it. Let's drop a couple of springs and see if it makes any difference. It gives her any more hang time.
Go.
We were always dragging. We were always popping.
One from the corner and pop a middle.
Same on this side, right?
Yeah.
It's an awful lot of springs, but she's a little person. We'll see what happens. Now you have to tell us, Carolyn, if this is too many springs off. You know what I'm saying? So do one test. Go ahead and test it once, and you can tell if it's too soft or too stiff.
Woohoo!
Better?
Yeah.
Way better? Okay,
you're
you got it. Okay. This one was designed, you know how if we have to deal with like 300-pound wrestlers, 300-pound football players, that's why we have all the springs on this. On this trampoline here, a 300-pound wrestler would just completely bottom it right to the floor. So that's why we had to make this one higher, so that when they compress it, their feet don't hit the floor, because it's like when Ox, who was a professional football player, jumps on this thing, there's only that much space between the floor and the ground. He pushes the bed down so far, even with all these springs on it. Now if you put him on this trampoline here, he would literally jump straight to the ground and it would just die. So that's why this one has to be slightly taller, so that we have that extra ground clearance for the gigantic jumpers, the pro wrestlers, pro football players and stuff. But it'll still give you a higher jump once we've dropped the springs, because you have a higher takeoff spot. But you can see that unfortunately we have to frame to here, where with this trampoline we can frame another 6 inches lower, which gives you a bigger shot, if you know what I'm saying. Or if you have a set piece, you have a 6-inch lower set piece that you can hide it behind. So. Okay, we'll start putting everything away now. I'm really happy with the tests we've been doing. We're not finished with the design process yet, but we've come a long ways, and we're just going to continue to improve this mini tramp series. So we have a small, a medium, and an ultra stunt, a large mini tramp. So we'll be able to cover virtually any kind of stunt that could be done with a mini tramp. We hope to be able to do it, taking mini tramps to the next level.